up, Cinema Shogun here, and obviously we have been talking a lot about aliens and UFOs on this channel, but I wanted to have a grown folks conversation with you all without anyone getting too sensitive. What I want to know from you all is, where do aliens fall in with your religious beliefs? You know, a lot of the really religious people I know, they refuse to believe in aliens. And in many ways, I feel as if they feel as if the existence of aliens would mean that, you know, God and Jesus aren't real. Now, in my opinion, I don't see why God can't be a real thing as well as aliens. I don't think that the existence of aliens totally negates the existence of God. In fact, I think it maybe even implies that God had more power over the universe and has done more than most people realize. But hey, everyone has their different beliefs, and I do not knock anyone for their different beliefs. I'm just interested in where all of this fits in for you, because it seems like there's always two opposite sides of the spectrum. You got really religious people who, you know, kind of refuse to keep an open mind about aliens due to their religion. And then you got other people who it almost seems like they want to replace religion with aliens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as if aliens are the creator of all. So there's these different opposite ends of the spectrum, but I think a lot of us fall in the middle where, regardless of our religious beliefs, we still believe that there's a possibility that there's life out there in the universe. But one popular take that I always hear, and I understand why, is that a lot of people seem to believe that aliens aren't these space creatures from a different planet, but in reality, they're like demons from hell. A lot of people think that. A lot of people think that aliens are demonic. And who am I to tell them otherwise? I believe that there are other beings out here, and I believe that there are levels to it. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't think demons exist. They probably do. I also think aliens exist. I also think there's a possibility that some of these creatures or these UFOs come from parallel dimensions. Like I said, I think there's levels to it. But I often hear people say that they think aliens are demonic. And it just so happens that one of the eyewitnesses from this Las Vegas UFO incident, we've been talking about it a lot on this channel. You've probably seen it on the news or maybe other channels as well. But there's an eyewitness who allegedly saw some aliens in his backyard one night. He called 911. We got the body cam footage. If you haven't followed up with that story, you can go catch up on my other videos and catch all the way up. I don't have enough time to explain it here. But he is speaking out again, and I find it kind of interesting that he also says that he thinks the creatures he saw were demonic. And I think that falls in line with a lot of what other people think. And I've seen a lot of comments from you all who believe that aliens are demonic. And I mean, who knows? I think there's a lot of unexplained things in this world, in this universe, in this reality that we're living in. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and play this clip so you can hear what he has to say. And then I'll be right back with a few more thoughts. But make sure, before I play this clip, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Now go ahead and roll that footage.
Which is, you know, when that happened, when I was on a police call, when I was waiting for the police to come, they were still in the backyard. But when we went back, there was nothing no more. Okay, hold on. This is a lot of comments. What do you feel like? Hold on. Ashley, okay, what did it feel like the first look you got at them? To be honest, it felt threatening. Like, it's like looking at a demon. Like, it feels like something you don't want to see. Do you feel safe? I do not feel safe. You have a sketch of drawing them? I'm gonna try drawing later on. But do they look mean? Yes, they look very terrifying. It was definitely demonic. Yes, yes, they are demonic. Because I know in the Bible says that the aliens are, demons and stuff, bad stuff. Didn't you go near? To be honest, I don't know if you guys saw my video on YouTube, but when I said the video, when I looked, where am I right now is where the circle was. Let me show you guys. If I can flip over the camera. Let's see if I can. How can I flip over the camera? Okay. Okay. I'm here where the thing, and then you can see the circle. You can't see it too good, but it's right there. Oh, let me try to put it at an angle so you guys can see better. You guys can see the circle. It's kind of this one right here. You guys can see it so much. Did it change our perspective? Oh my god. What about the chalk? I'm going to explain that in another video. The one I'm going to release soon. So, did they film them? I don't understand. Can you measure the circle?
Like 10, 15 feet wide.
No, it's like 30 feet.
Okay, so first of all, where is everyone's mind at when it comes to this kid? I've seen a lot of people who say they believe him, and I've also seen a lot of people saying that they're not buying it. I'm on the fence with this one. I mean, the reason why and don't get me wrong, I will hear anyone out, but the reason why I'm still even entertaining this story is because of the body cam footage. And I got other footage and other videos of that UFO that night as well, or whatever that was in the sky. I'll play those in a future video. But I'm not all the way sold on this kid. But at the same time, I can't just come out and be like, oh yeah, he's obviously lying. I think a lot of people are looking for some sort of emotion there that I don't think you're going to get from this kid. And I understand, as someone who's been through weird situations and tried to explain them before, you're not always going to have that level of theatrics that people are looking for. People want to see the emotions. People want to see you be overly dramatic when explaining things because it makes it seem more real. It makes it seem like you were more affected by what you saw. But in reality, that's not always the case. And I don't think this dude even has that type of personality. One thing I do know is that his family is being quiet. They were supposed to do interviews and they haven't. The only person that's really talking from the family is this kid. And I have to wonder, if he is telling the truth here, does he really understand what he's getting himself into? It seems that his family got the hint that they need to just shut up and not do interviews and not talk about this anymore, but he hasn't. And that's typical. That's the typical thing that would happen in today's day and age. The family probably realizes, hey, they probably understand the dangers in revealing a lot of this information, whereas he's a kid that wants to get on TikTok and talk about what he saw. So do I believe him? I'm not so sure. I just know that regardless if he's telling the truth or not, something weird happened in that neighborhood that night. As far as the demonic stuff goes, I am more along the lines of believing that these alien creatures are from another planet, another universe, or another dimension. I'm not really on the wavelength of thinking that they're demons and demonic, but I'm not someone who will totally just throw that out of the window. I do think that's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear from other people, like, what makes you think this, and what do you think their motive is? When I think of demons, I don't think of demons flying in spaceships, but at the same time, I think, I don't know. I think that there's a possibility that, I'm trying to think of the right way to put this here. There's a possibility that the whole alien situation that we're dealing with, there's a possibility that it is one big hoax. A possibility that it's here to make people start questioning their religion, and maybe people think that's demonic. I think one of the main reasons, or this is what I always used to think, I'm kind of feeling differently these days. I always used to think that one of the main reasons why they wouldn't let us know about aliens and alien life is because people would panic. And don't tell me that people wouldn't panic, because during the whole, I can't even say that word, during the lockdowns, I mean, people were going out here and fighting over a toilet tissue as if it was going to stop them from contracting viruses. It got really weird, especially where I live. So I do think people will panic. Now, don't get me wrong. You could come on the news and be like, UFOs are real. People aren't going to care. But if people see aliens standing in front of them, it's going to change a lot of things. I always thought that one of the reasons why they kept the UFO stuff so secretive is because maybe the powers that be felt like people would panic and throw religion to the side. And in many ways, regardless if people want to believe it or not, religion, and I don't just mean one, various religions are like one of the only things that's keeping humanity in check. It's kind of, I view religions kind of like a book of rules of how to live your life and not just be a straight up savage human being. So I think if like just people all around the world just threw their religions to the wind, we would be living in some really chaotic times. So I always thought that maybe that was what was stopping the government or the powers that be from releasing information about UFOs, because they don't want people to question their religion and they don't want people to go crazy or what have you. But now I'm thinking, hey, there's a possibility that they would release all of this UFO stuff because we're living in a different day and age now, and maybe they want us questioning our religion. Maybe they want us throwing our religion to the wind, because I used to think that the powers that be wanted to keep society together and functioning, and now I think that they want total chaos. That's what it seems like. That's why they're so lax with the laws. You can go run in and, shoplift at any store that you want as long as you're a certain color. You're not going to get any pushback. You can go hurt people on the subway. You can go tamper with kids and do weird stuff with them. You can basically do everything you want. So I feel like we're moving in an age where all law and just reason and religion is kind of being thrown in the trash. And maybe the alien agenda and the UFO agenda that we're seeing pushed right now goes hand in hand with that, because they want people moving farther away from religion. I used to think that religion was something that they maybe used and weaponized to control us, and that's still a possibility. But now I feel like they kind of want people to throw religion to the wind and to just act irrationally and to go crazy. So maybe, underneath it all, maybe just the whole UFO agenda is demonic in itself from that angle. But hey, I'm just throwing out possibilities here. Let me know your thoughts about all of this, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.